I'm early. Oh, fuck it. We're starting early. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, 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 hello.
We're here. We're weird. Get used to it. Also, just, yeah. We are... I'm today. Brain is not braining. So, tonight will be fun, I am sure. Can we hear everybody? Is everyone got sound?
I don't know.
Karis, we can hear your music in the background. Yeah.
Can you hear it now?
No.
No.
There we go.
It was very twinkly.
It was. My
Yeah.
only thing, my brain immediately was like, if anything gets picked up that's copyrighted.
It's just background music for.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a major issue. Again, we've only managed to get copyright striked once, and that was the Bing Bang Born, and that meant that on YouTube we weren't allowed to show it in Japan. I was like, oh, all of my millions of Japanese followers will be heartbroken. I don't think I've made it quite that far around the world yet. Apologies, I have kiddos taking the mico today.
Well, mine are not yet up and being like, I can't sleep.
See, mine don't do the whole I can't sleep. They just find a billion reasons to not bother going to bed. But
Yeah,
anyway.
your youngest did the same.
Welcome.
But also he has an ear infection, so.
Oh. Ouch, 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 ouch. So, tonight we're talking Book of the Month.
That reminded us that it starts now. Oh my god.
Yes.
On time.
Yes! Wow!
Whoa. Well, that's
Hello,
an entrance.
Hello. So, who read which of the books of the month?
I tried to get in the game Gods
Everyone's
Play.
read
I
it
didn't
once.
make it past chapter 3.
Really?
Okay. Let me, before you scold me, I had to read for 2 months straight every day, nothing but
that's fair.
schoolwork.
That
So
is fair.
my brain does not want to do any like extracurricular.
Are you saying you don't want Ari to scold you?
She really does.
Comment to self. Comment to self. But yeah. What I read of it, I liked it. I did.
I think when you give it the chance, when you're able to not be in a reading slump, I think you'll love it.
Well, we pretty much read the same book, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Une, you were gonna say?
I finished Games the God Plays.
Mm-hmm.
I can speak. I am currently 30% into Little Red Death.
Okay.
And those 30% I listened to this morning while defrosting the freezer. I realized that when it's this kind of book, my ADHD starts reading 14 lines before where I'm actually reading. And I end up skipping parts.
Okay.
So I can't physically read this type of books, which is so good that we have the audiobook because it is a really interesting book.
I have to say I liked it more than I thought I was going to. I read both. I had a good reading month this month, so I actually managed to read both of them. Games Gods Play, I adored. I cannot wait until book 2. Like, I am genuinely super excited for it. And Little Red Death wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I had in my head kind of murder mystery vibes, and it probably fell slightly more into the thriller category. It had a lot of twists I wasn't expecting, and I think it was clever in the way it was done. I'm trying not to spoiler too much because I know people haven't finished reading it, and obviously for those that panic when we go, it's book of the month and think they've got no time left, you still have until the end of the month. So
Yep.
we're not coming for you, don't worry.
And also after that.
Well,
Yeah. You don't have to read
obviously,
it.
if you are doing it
in the
for
month,
the book
but
of the month and want to read it before the next ones are out, the ones that we reveal tonight as the winners for next month won't go live until the 1st of June. Friggin' can't believe it's going to be June already.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks until summer break,
Oh, well, it's 6
and
for us.
only 7, 8, 9, and only 10 actual school days.
Jeez.
That's why the trips are expensive. Way back.
Because it's
You
the
guys have
holidays in Norway.
vacation.
Yeah, we've got
When
so
it's winter.
we're on half term now, and then we go into the summer term and we have 6 weeks, and then we have 6 weeks of holiday. So it is 13
It's
weeks
2 weeks
until my
in.
middle girl is no longer in primary school. And that's kind of like sad. They need to stop growing
Where
for
did
like
the
5
time
minutes.
go?
I know. It was like I suddenly realised, like we were talking about it today, and M is 15 now, or nearly 15, and I'm just like, what the fuck happened?
When? Where? How?
Yeah, like
Oh dear.
it feels like it's been about 5 minutes, and yet by the end of this year we're gonna have a 15-year-old, 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 5-year-old. And I'm just like, newborn feels like it was about a week ago.
Very much.
She's all grown up. You're big. She's talking about university and stuff now, and I'm like, no, you're only 7, sharp.
7?
Yeah, you're still 7 to me.
7, right.
Then again, my youngest brother is still 7 to me.
13
He,
weeks in
he's
year
like
11.
25 now.
Yeah, 13 weeks. She goes into her last year of secondary.
Anyway,
God,
what did
that's
you do to school
friggin'
last
scary.
Saturday?
1 scoop dry, 1 pouch wet.
Did you leave house
Yeah, if they could just stop for a minute, that would be grand.
Yeah. Like, can we just press pause for a bit?
But wait 2 more weeks, because then I'm in Norway with Liz. Then we can press pause.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I just need it all to like pause for a bit. I'm not ready for all this. We got off track completely there.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh. Yeah.
But yes.
But I really enjoyed the fantasy book,
Yes,
and
Yes.
I am so far enjoying the mystery. Is that what we decided on?
Yeah,
That the-
I have to say it. Yeah, we decided it was mystery. Well, it came under mystery. That was our genre of the month. Even
Yeah.
though I would say it was more mystery thriller than what I thought it was going to be.
Mm.
Can I just say it's really nice to have a month where we've got positive things to say about Book of the Month.
Yeah.
Because we have not had the best luck so far.
No,
No.
we have not.
Do we want to have the reveal for next month?
Yes, please.
It's a bit.
Yes, please.
I tried to be a bit fancy. So hopefully this is
Oh,
going to start at the beginning.
Dang,
Hopefully.
I
Yep,
don't
it
have my
is.
Twitch up.
Here we go. It looks so fancy.
Fancy.
I can't see it. Give me just a moment.
Immortal Instruments, City of Bones is our fantasy
Oh,
pick
wow.
for next month.
Who? Haven't read it.
And
No.
You get to read it again after years.
that's supposed to say romance. Whoopsie. Dirty
See?
Deals over Decaf. It's going to be our romance book of the month.
Yay!
I get to read it again. Not like I could have done that before, but still.
I'm gonna.
Even agrees.
I'm not looking forward to fantasy this month.
Why?
I'm sorry.
Because I don't know if I have it in me to read them again.
Ah,
Well, you get to listen to me rant about them because I haven't read it before, but I have watched the
I
first
read it a
season,
long time ago.
and I watched the movie.
Not really sure what happened anymore.
Netflix adaptation is completely different.
You are very, very low.
That's possible.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I got caught by kiddos. Yeah, no. I think it'll be interesting to see how people respond to it because it is an older book.
Mortal Instruments.
Yeah.
I love me some Mortal Instruments, though.
So.
Yeah, that's why I tried to pick more newer books. So
Yeah, I
possibly
think I
nobody has
don't
read
think
them
I
yet.
realised I was doing it, but I was picking newish. Sorry, hang on a second.
I'm just mad because mine came second.
What was yours?
Mine was the Assassin's Apprentice, which I believe got 9 of
Oh.
the yeah. Shit, damn it!
So close.
No,
Oh,
it's so
Yes.
far.
Dirty Deals over Decaf got 8 votes.
I need to check that because I'm kind of curious. I gotta figure out the polls first.
I forgot for a second what my book was.
I think I only suggested one this month, believe it or not.
Yeah, we were only allowed to suggest one of each category now. So I had to cut my 7 suggestion down to 1. So it's kind of nice that the one I decided on won.
Right, sorry about that.
So I chose for Eternal Flame. I don't think I chose one for Eternal Flame.
I
did not.
put up the Book of Azrael for Eternal Flame.
Oh, I did Hollow Heathens for
fantasy
Wandering Stars.
And for Wandering Stars, I did A Lady's Guide to Scandal. Which is actually
I
kind of
want to
cute.
read that. It looks fun.
I mean, obviously, as is the case every month, all of the books will be available on the library. You just won't have the audiobooks for them all. So that's purely because I'm not made of money.
If you would let me send you some, it would help.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. I will fight you, and it will not go the way you want it to. I am too stubborn. But yes.
I need you to set up a coffee for her.
Yes, please.
Yes.
If you buy me coffee, I'm going to go and drink coffee.
Yes, but we have to help you in some way. You're the only one spending money on these books.
I'm actually looking forward to when we move. We're actually moving to a city, so there's going to be options, and I'm actually going to be able to go and try, because I really want to try, and I actually want to like coffee. But I've realized I don't like instant coffee. I find it too bitter. It tastes burnt.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting.
Yes, very much so.
But I think if I go into a proper coffee shop where they're actually making it themselves and say, hi, I don't think I like coffee. And I have a very big
I know
sweet
this
tooth.
is gonna seem
Can you
very
make
white
me a coffee
girl.
I'm gonna like?
I...
Oh,
but
Mittens in the background just being like, you, white girl? No!
Mari's commenting on the fact that she can hear you.
Yes, we all heard it.
Yep.
Hi,
Oh,
Mittens! Not Mittens, Rittens, I'm sorry.
Rittens, I need to hang on a minute. I need to see if I can snag Hades for a little bit, even if it's like 20 minutes.
Is this just because you want to hear me say hi, Hades?
No, I actually want to compare their voices, believe it or not.
Ah, no, that makes sense. I'm gonna have a deep off. That sounded dodgier than I thought it was going to.
Wow.
That sounds very wrong.
That's
that
not
was
what
Wow.
really dodgy.
Not the right.
Corpse
Wow.
off. I'll have
Sure.
a corpse off.
There you go.
Slightly
There
better.
Not
you
the right
go.
audience for that.
Let's
that
try how deep
sentence.
we can get.
How low can you go?
Oh.
How low can you go? Oh god, I'm gonna get copyright strike for that now.
That's sus. Oh, heavens to Betsy. I love my little kitty. I keep forgetting how cute it is.
He's very cute. It's got souls of hell eyes. I love it.
I think it fits perfectly. But no, you're gonna... So Mittens was active last night, and Hades may or may not have been as well. So you missed both of them last night.
Darn. Ugh. Actually, I can't complain. I've had a very, very lovely weekend.
That's awesome. I'm glad to
We
hear that
we
for you.
went to the fair on Saturday, and we got to go on fairground rides, which was really fun because they're all like super fast and spinny, and I get lots of adrenaline, and it's great. And then we got hot donuts, which is the greatest thing to ever come out of the fair. Hot sugar donuts are
Yes.
beauts. And then Sai hasn't seen all the Marvel films, and we're getting new stuff now. And obviously, I'm a big Marvel fan, so I was like, we watched Brave New World, and I basically spent a lot of the film being like, this was talked about in this film, and this was talked about in this show, to try and explain all the stuff he was like, wait, what? So now we're going through them and catching up on all the ones he's missed. So we've just finished Ant-Man and Wasp, and moved on to... What do we move on to?
Next is going to be Loki.
Is it Loki next? I hope it's Loki next.
Loki.
I really hope it's Loki next, because I need me...
I had some big problems with the latest film. Just from a writing perspective, it really pissed me off.
Please don't come for me, Twitch. That was me opening Disney Plus on my phone. It's not copyright
I
material.
have... So for context, my degree is in professional and creative writing. And I'm also someone who enjoys shit that makes sense.
Right.
Now, if you're gonna have this transition from
It is Loki.
super soldier to regular human individual, who, don't get me wrong, is army trained, but is still regular human individual because they actively refuse to take the super serum. And the whole point of this is like, well, you're the human in this, and you know, whatever. And then he gets tased 3 times and continues moving.
He got stabbed in the shoulder,
I'm
and
sorry,
he got a rib
like-
broken, and he was still fighting like it was a flick to the forehead.
And I'm
And
sat
Sai
there
was
like,
just like,
I'm-
no, you're not. You're not doing that.
And I'm like, no. If you want to,
And then the
It
next day
pisses
he
me
went
off
and
more when
trained
they-
with a friggin' super soldier, and he was like, I'm fine, I'm fine. Oh wait, watch the ribs. Like it was
yeah,
a
slight
pulled
wins, and it's
shoulder.
like, okay, if you're going to actively focus on him not being super, but then he doesn't have any of the downside of remaining human, i.e. fucking recovery. The point, question mark?
Yeah, so recently
it's
we've done Captain America the Winter Soldier. We did Age of Ultron, we did Ant-Man, we did Civil War, Black Widow, and now we've done Ant-Man and Wasp. So next up is Loki, Shang-Chi, and then the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show.
Yeah, then we have
Then we have Eternals,
Eternals
Hawkeye,
as well and everything. Yeah.
Wakanda Forever, She-Hulk, Miss
I have-
Marvel,
Yeah.
Love and Thunder, Quantumania. Marvels.
Yelena has become one of my
Yeah,
favorite
that's
characters
his
just
favorite person.
because she's fucking hilarious.
No, by the time we finished watching Hawkeye, you're gonna love her even more.
Yeah. But yeah, just there
She
is.
spends the entire film being
I'm
sassy.
all for. I am all for, like, driving home really strong, like character development points. But you've got to make, and it goes back to like you have to abide by the rules of the world within which you exist. If you are human, not superhuman, and that is your entire point of this character, is this is non-superhuman Cap, then when he takes a bullet, or he ends up with a broken rib, or he gets fucking, like, twatted in the face 3 times with, like, electrically charged batons, he has to recover from this. Like, there is no just getting up the next day and being like, ooh, better take some ibuprofen. Like, no, that's not how that works.
Not
And
at all.
it just, yeah.
I mean, part of me wants to go, when you've been in pain a lot, your concept of pain is skewed.
But no, and I get that, which is why I could, like, him still trying to move with a broken rib. It's gonna fucking hurt, but it's a broken rib, right? It's not like it's an arm or a leg or whatever.
You
But
kind of
when
still
you-
need to move with broken rib either way because
Yeah,
It's
no, exactly.
it's gonna
But
take
I'm
time to
sorry.
heal.
If you're then going to go into sparring with a super soldier, and then you get thrown around and like suddenly go, ooh, and like just lightly grasp your side, like fuck off. I don't care how much you've trained. If he hits you once, like you fucked. And again, if you get hit, like like damage is one thing, but being like shocked, that's your entire body's nervous system. Like fucked.
Correct.
If that happens like 3 or 4 times
No,
or whatever, and then the next day you're just like, yeah, like let me put a plaster on this. He's like, no, you're out for like 3 or 4 weeks. That is the whole point of your character, is the human side of it, and you completely ignore that the moment you stop being human, or you stop dealing with the consequences.
Yeah,
of
I
being
think
human.
they.
He goes
I think
up
they
against
lost
goes
the-
up against Red Hulk and gets fucking.
No, I think they lost, like, in the first one, in the TV show, they were very much like, we really need to big up the fact that there are no, like, it's not a super soldier this time. It's a human. And it's a real person who's not from 1943 or anything like that. He's lived through modern problems. And you're like, okay, this is actually really good. I love the way they're playing this. And then, unfortunately, with the new film, they have gone,
Yeah.
actually, that doesn't really make for great fight scenes, because how is he going to go up against...
The
Hulk.
entire to spoil
No,
slightly.
we are gonna move on from this because we're not supposed to.
But
be
okay,
talking
sorry,
about Marvel
but the
movies on-
entire last fight, you are fighting. Again, spoiler, if you don't want to hear this, but you know who's in the film anyway, so it's fine.
If you
Entire final fight, you're
Ugh.
going up against Red Hulk, who, I'm sorry, hits a human, and that human dies. Like,
Oh no, yeah, that's actually become our
Oh.
new favorite game. Is
oh yeah,
when there's any
like,
fight scene, we've done this from Winter Soldier onwards. Any fight scene is pointing out the people that have died, and Cap's death toll is actually pretty fucking high
Cap
for how
fucking-
like high and mighty he is.
shield
Like,
bashing
no,
someone in
genuinely,
the
he'll
face.
kick someone
or,
and you'll
like-
watch their spine get smacked off a column and then fall down a flight of stairs. You're like, that dude is dead. Like, he's not getting
not
back up.
Severely paralyzed.
And you're just, and Cap's
"I
just
hurt
like,
people.
yeah, Cap's like, I'm here
Oh.
for the good of humanity, and you're like, you just killed 27 people that were only doing their job. They weren't even bad guys. Like the whole
He is-
Civil
yeah,
War, where he
like,
takes out like the
you-
entire the German
Oh,
special
God.
forces, and you're like, they're actually they're the good guys in this. They're not doing anything wrong. They're just doing as they were told. They aren't. It's not Hydra. You're actually
But just
just
the
killing
whole-
civilians for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
The
Bucky,
whole
don't
thing is
kill
like-
anyone. And you're like, mate, you just threw someone down 8 flights of stairs, and you're telling him off.
You're
least he
hanging
didn't
one
use the
man
metal
by
arm.
another man. No, but it's like you're hanging one man over a balcony and he's by his throat. Like the rappel cord is around the guy's throat, and you're hanging him off another guy.
Yeah,
Like
no, that was kind
he's
of
hanging.
funny.
That's death. Like just yeah.
But yeah, no,
When they
we've
invade
had
the
very
ship,
much, we've
when
had
they
very
inv-
much
yeah.
a giggle with watching these, because it's been like, what the fuck?
When him and Natasha invade, like take over the ship, and that entire thing of just like him throwing people overboard. Now, bearing in mind, the only people who are rescuing him, like anyone who gets thrown overboard in the middle of the ocean, are the people on board. And bearing in mind, the people on board, Cap has then just been around and like knocked all of them the fuck out. That guy's drowned.
Yeah.
Like he's in full armor. He's drowned. And it's just like, yeah, no, we were like, we don't drink, but if we did, we would be fucked if we made a drinking game out of.
We did make a joke about this would make a brilliant drinking game if you wanted to be apoplectic. Because you were just like,
yeah,
oh
so-
my god.
Yeah. Again, you've got to abide by the rules which you put in place.
It has been quite funny. No, not that.
And then we went out for a meal today for our second eldest's birthday.
We did. And it was really nice. It was very, very nice. I am losing the plot. No, okay, so they're done in that colour and that colour.
Yeah. No, in the latest Marvel one, there is literally a quote of Sam being like, really should have wish I'd taken that serum now. And it's like, oh, you twat.
You shouldn't have said that. It was better when we thought you had taken it.
Yeah, like we were at least confused as to whether you had or hadn't taken it, but now you've just confirmed that you haven't, and it makes me dislike this more.
Sounds about right.
Age of Ultron is still one of my favorites, simply for
That's only because of Spader.
James Spader's Ultron.
Spader. Why are these being awkward?
That individual has such an amazing voice.
Yeah, yes it does.
But yeah. Anyway. Where were we?
Book of the month.
Book of the month. So, Games Gods Play, I think we've read the most. Like, most of us have read.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
what did you think?
It was fun.
It was,
It was
fun.
awesome.
It was a very funny read.
I
I
think
like
that,
the sass from the main character.
yes. I have to say, I think they did the main character very, very well.
Yeah.
She wasn't too Mary Sue. I think the only thing I want to question is they never really finished explaining what had happened with her whole curse.
Yeah.
Like, it was there and then
That
it
would be nice.
wasn't, and you were like,
That wasn't.
Did it-
It was just gone, I think, when she.
like,
Well-
yeah, but did it actually finish, or was it not what she thought it was, or...
I kind of think they wanted it to end with it was not what she thought it was, but they didn't really explain that was the case.
Yeah.
But like like he remembered that he cursed her,
Yeah.
and then we heard nothing else about it
Yeah,
for the rest of
you
it.
were just like, is it okay? Is that it now?
Maybe it'll come up in book 2
Oh, that's what I'm
if
kind
it's
of
still
thinking.
important.
I mean,
Could
I
be,
I hope they do, because it feels a bit like it was just left out to.
Yeah.
Dropped
Yeah.
the topic.
It was just like, this was
very
totally
true,
a
yes.
plot point until it wasn't,
Mhm.
and you were like, oh, okay, cool, I guess.
I think it's gonna play some part in the second book, but I don't know.
If not, I think it was just like it just ended with okay, it was not what she thought it was, but it didn't get explained anymore. Because that
Yep.
was what I understood from it.
Yeah, I just think that's a little sad, because it was such a
That's true, yeah.
clever plot point,
Yeah, it
Mm.
was.
and so I'm like, I kind of want to know the why of it.
Yeah, because like the curse in itself is kind of brutal,
Hmm.
but there's so many different ways it could have played out. Because you've had similar curses in other media, and that usually means just romantic love,
Well, no, but
because
this is
apparently
it.
that's the only love.
I want to know if, like, that's the reason that her parents were the way that they were, and like, you're like, there's so many unanswered questions.
Well, I think that was already explained, that it's not just romantic love, that it is we're not say
It's any kind
it
of
is every
love.
kind of attraction. It's just okay, she feels weird, I don't know how to feel about her. Because like I can't remember his name. just now, but,
Boone has always been
Boone,
interested
yes.
in her, but not like romantically.
Yes, he said he thought of a friend as her, but he wasn't quite sure what to really think of her. It's like she always felt a bit weird when he was around her. So I think they did explain that it was not only love, it was also friendship that didn't really work out.
Yeah, it was all kind of love. She
Yeah.
would be unlovable in all ways.
Yes.
I think, yeah, I think I just need more from it.
Yeah.
It could definitely have more, yeah. Would have been more in the book, and it would be nice if it's more in the second book.
Yeah, I definitely think I want to know more about it.
Which comes out in October?
I think so.
Something around the September, October, yes. It just sucks that the pretty books are not available in Europe.
Yet.
Oh no.
They are. I've
Oh,
I've
the
got,
answer is always yet.
no. I've
Okay.
got the alerts on, because I pre-ordered it from Amazon, not realizing that I'd pre-ordered a US Canadian only. So thankfully, was able to go. You shouldn't have let me buy this, seeing as I was in the UK, and get my money
Right.
back. And so yeah, I will, as soon as I get the update, I will let you guys know.
Oh yes, please. Because that is actually a book I'd want to buy as a physical.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm
I have.
waiting to.
No, just because I enjoyed it so much, yeah.
Annoyingly,
pretty.
they've let us pre-order the special edition for the second book for
Yes.
EU, and I'm like, that's kind of irritating, because why can I pre-order that one, but I can't
Not get the
pre-order the one that's already out?
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Like, that is
It's weird.
silly.
That makes no sense to me.
No,
But,
it doesn't make any
okay.
sense.
No, it doesn't.
And I'm like, swear to God, if I get the new one before I get the first one, I'm gonna be so mad. So mad.
Payne pointed out that what about the magic veil over Sue's face?
The only thing I want to be wary of is people who haven't finished and giving away too much.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't. So talk all you want.
I don't think it's him.
There
It's
might-
going to be my
there
honest.
might
No,
be
I don't
people
think so.
watching the stream or the VOD that didn't read it yet.
True. This is true.
I mean, we can say that from this point it's going to be a spoiler zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's him.
I mean, that is also a very...
Going to be my thought on it, if I'm honest.
It
This is going
was
to come in
just
It's not
super
such a
big.
short
unusual
mention,
for that to be
Big.
the
I'm
case.
not really sure of what to make of it.
Apologies for the big. I thought I would. No, there. Thank you. There you go. Now you can, for anyone tuning in, can see what we have chosen for next month
Yay!
on the big screen.
I really like that cover. That I saw that cover and then I was like, I don't even care what the title says. I'm buying this book. And I
And that
really
feeds
enjoyed
back
it.
into what we were talking about last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Without judging a book by its cover.
And I finished that book and immediately bought book 2. They're like, they don't, they're in the same town, different people. Vague crossover. People just mention the people from the first book, but you can read them in any order. It was fun.
Oh, there's the first book to this.
The Dirty Deals Over Decaf is the first one.
Ah, okay.
Bowling with Bigfoot is book 2.
Interesting.
Alrighty then.
I have to say I'm excited for Dirty Deals Over Decaf. I will see if I can get in the mood to read City of Bones again.
I have never. You're probably gonna be a little shocked at this one. I have never actually finished City of Bones.
I haven't finished the series. I DNF'd the series.
What?
I tried to finish City of Bones, but I kept borrowing it off of a friend because none of the libraries where I grew up at had it. And I would literally get like halfway or 2/3 of the way through, and they're like, "Oh, well, I want my book back." One of the girls actually, instead of being like, "Hey, I want my book back," just took it with my very expensive bookmark in it. So that wasn't fun.
Oh.
Yes,
Rude.
That's rude.
very much so. But I am excited because I will probably go for City of Bones just because it's something I want to read. Now I don't have an excuse to not read it
It will be available.
if I can get in the mindset to read.
Yeah, I started like, I'm not kidding, like 30 books there for a bit because nothing. I like read a chapter and I was like, nah. Picked up another book, read a chapter. Nah.
Oh,
Rar.
Hello.
Akuma!
Yes.
Akuma has
Sorry,
graced
mate.
us with his presence.
Yeah, I was speaking to Sassy.
Where's Sassy?
Is at his mates for the weekend. So. He's not on his Xbox.
You'll be
I was
okay.
very
You've got
disappointed.
us.
I was very disappointed that he was like, he said very briefly, said hi in book club, and I was like, hi, stranger, and he didn't even respond.
Oh, fucking.
Wow, rude.
Yeah, he's fucking. Wasn't really texting anyone really.
But yeah, no, I think it's going to be interesting. I think this is the first time we've had, because we had a couple that were up for suggestions this month that are older books. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that goes in comparison to what we're used to reading as more modern fantasy.
Yeah.
And then, so what did people? So, those that read Little Red Death, what did you think of it?
Bloody.
Bloody. I mean, fair.
I've not read it, so I don't know. I'm just taking the piss as usual.
You're not entirely wrong.
Oh well,
Yeah.
fair enough. Let's go.
Yeah, I've gotten 30% into the book, and yeah, bloody seems accurate.
I just got off by the title of the book. Fucking hell.
You need to reread it again to get the
I
full
really
picture.
enjoyed it, but yeah, I also already reread it because for the first read, some things were kind of confusing. But now after reading it twice, I have to say I really enjoyed the book. It was really good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have to say
that
I
is probably
devoured
why I
it.
enjoy doing the audiobook, because it's less confusing.
Well, I
Uh,
didn't understand fully.
No, I have dyslexia as well, so
Oh, okay.
and
That's harder.
ADHD, so you know, reading isn't always the
Easy.
best time.
I
She says while
found I can
devouring
now I
books.
can do audiobooks if I read along with them. That's the only way for me to keep my brain focused on what I'm listening to.
Yeah, I have to listen at 1.5 speed, otherwise I'm not
I
gonna
am going to give
comprehend
that
anything.
a go. Because I haven't tried that yet. But I have found doing like
Always said,
tandem reading, so I read the book
1.3.
while I listen, especially with the graphic audios, that really helps.
You have a mini dragon, by the way.
Who has a mini dragon?
You do. My son is watching the stream off my computer.
Oh,
There's a baby kittens. Hello,
Yes.
little dragon.
no.
He is watching the stream. The interactive people are intriguing him.
That's absolutely fair.
Aw.
This is why we do it. Because they're adorable. And
They're
who wouldn't want
tiddlywinks.
to watch them?
Just a baby.
Just a baby.
It's just a baby.
You heard
Just a
mommy
little
talk
bubble.
about mommy and daddy's friend Sai? That's the goose.
Hello. Hong Kong.
Hello.
I am the goose.
You are the goose.
It's the only one he asked about. Not the cat, not the raccoon, not the red panda, just the goose.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm
Fair.
not heartbroken that he's not
Geese
asking
are
about
cool.
Auntie Addie and her cute little raccoon. But okay.
Oh, speaking of,
I'm
I
sorry.
forgot, but Ari,
Mm.
my youngest and my oldest, told me to tell you hello.
Oh, hello to my boys. I'm just gonna adopt everyone's kids so that I can be the cool aunt.
We have enough of them.
No,
That
I want
works
to be
for
a
me.
cool
I wanted to
aunt.
say, don't you have enough?
Yeah,
No,
I
yeah,
have my
no,
own
it's
kids,
like-
but that's not the same as being an
different.
aunt.
Yes, that's different.
I'm
That's
gonna
not
be the
because-
one that teaches them all the tricks and bails them out of jail.
And the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
100%. You want to run away from
All
home?
this-
Auntie Ari's house.
That's always good to have an option.
100%. Yep.
I'll let
Everybody
mine
needs a
know
fallback.
if she ever wants to leave the country. She's probably free to visit you.
Absolutely.
Good.
If you ever want to
I meant
escape,
to tell you.
go to Aunt
I meant
Ari's.
to tell you. I don't know if I told you. The little one, I keep catching him going around the house saying your name.
My name. Aw, see, he's
Yes.
falling in line. He knows.
Oh, falling in line.
Yep. Auntie Ari is the best. She will fill you full of sugar and teach you all the bad words.
Well, you fill me full of alcohol, but
Not that he's like 5. Bit young.
I said me,
Oh.
not the kid.
I'll fill you
I mean,
full of
to be honest,
alcohol if
it's-
you want.
I
I
mean,
know in
to be
Scotland,
honest,
but they're not in
that's
Scotland.
legal.
If by 5 you've not already had at least 5 drinks, you're getting disowned.
You're not even Scottish
Exactly.
at that point, regardless if you live there or not.
Start calling you a Sassenach and then that's it. You're
Yep.
done. I used to love being called a Sassenach, it was so funny. They're like, I'm gonna hurt your feelings here. I'm like, go ahead.
Okay.
Do try.
Good fucking luck.
Listen.
And it's funny when people actually try to, but then you say they try for ages, then you say one thing and utterly destroy them.
Mm-hmm. No,
It's
but
like,
to be
well,
fair,
you brought on yourself. You
Like-
brought on yourself.
no, because when I was 18, I started working in a bar, and I am short, and I was a right skinny little beanpole, and so guys would try and be intimidating, but I don't have that bit of like self-preservation. I am 100% a chihuahua that thinks it can take down any dog, no matter what size.
Same.
And yeah, and then I still sounded relatively English for the most part. But what they didn't know is that when I moved to Scotland, it was a World Cup, and I was the only English person in the entire school. And Scotland had not qualified. There was nothing that any bloke could say to me in a bar that was worse than what happened in school. So by that point, you're like, keep going, this is funny.
Is that all you've got?
Yeah.
So when people try to do me and sassy, it's like, mate, this is just fucking giving us fucking the giggles.
Yep.
And it's like, we'll say one thing and they'll be like,
Oh, you took that too
you
far.
have to take it that far, you took it that far. It's like, mate, we let you fucking go on and on for hours. We just
But
said
also-
one thing.
But also, I gave it to you easy. Calm down.
I'm down.
It's always as well the ones that are like, oh, I can't be doing with snowflakes these days. And then the minute you point out that they're actually
get
being
offended.
a snowflake by the way they're acting, they lose their shit. And you're
Yep.
like, this is funny. Do go on. But yeah, I am short, I am half Mediterranean, I have curly hair, I have anger problems. Like, putting me behind a bar was not a wise idea, but it was a funny one. My boss thought it was the greatest thing to ever happen.
Fair enough.
I remember the bouncers
To be
used
fair,
to be
most-
like,
to
we're
be
gonna
fair-
walk you to your we're gonna walk you to your car, and I'm like, why? And they're like, for other people's safety. I was like, well, fuck you then.
To be fair, most short lasses don't have any self-preservation.
No, I can attest to
The
that.
untamable hair pain
Fuck you.
was very, very large back then because I did not know how to do anything with it. So it was just wild. So I looked like a crazy person.
My feral child, Grace, has literally nothing. It's like I'm fucking having to keep telling her, look, do this, be safe. She's like, yes. And then she'll do stuff that's no safe, and it's like, bruh.
Yeah, no. I'm still like that. I think I'm the reason that Sai has so much anxiety.
I know I'm the reason Mittens does. I know it.
Just like, so what did you do today? Well, I had to try and put a 5'2" lassie in the corner because she was being a dick.
Doesn't work very well.
She just kept climbing over me like a spider monkey. I'm like, I want to go play
Their
in
reaction
traffic.
though is the best. Yeah.
Short, so short. Or Vicious.
Wait, what? I thought you said mistress. I was like, what?
Vicious.
I mean, probably a couple
What
of
have I
those too.
missed?
But yeah. I usually stood between the girls and the other people, and like the guys like, oh, you don't have to protect her, and I was like, dude, I'm protecting you.
Yeah.
No, that was my bestie as
That's
well.
the
He's like,
best.
I have to leave every room before you. It's not because someone might attack you, but because you have absolutely no sense of self, and will just be like, sorry, what did you say? And fucking bolt at someone.
Yeah.
He's like, you're fast for a shrimp. I was like, yep.
I have carried my fair share of angry, short queens over my shoulder and left the room.
Okay, it's not fun having that done, but in the moment, but after, okay, when you're pissed off, I feel it's not. But
That's
after
fair.
the moment is over, it is hilarious.
Just like, stop treating me like a sack of potatoes. And he's like, stop acting like an idiot. I'm like, well, that's
Yep,
just rude.
pretty much.
Yep.
Let me be diabolical.
Yep.
Essentially, I just give you a padded cell to play in.
Yeah. It's great fun.
And they'd still find something to fuck up in there.
No, they're just
Probably.
throw the cells at... Yeah, no, no, because what you got to understand is in their rage, they would trip over their own feet and break something.
Yeah.
Something's still getting fucked up. I mean, he's not
It's just
wrong.
me.
But you are correct. In our own rage, we would probably trip over our feet because I do that on the daily when I'm not mad.
No, see, no, but when I'm mad, it's like pure clarity. I can be the klutziest person on the planet, but get me riled up, and it is just like the zone clicks in, and I'm like, nah,
Yeah, that's true.
nothing's stopping me.
It's gotten to the point where when Mittens realizes I'm getting mad and I've hit that threshold of you better get the fuck up out of my way, he'll just hold his hands up and back away.
It's funny because like I'm literally not scared of anything. But you put a fucking railed up short lass in front of me and I'll fucking bow down like anything. It's like, yep, okay. That's when the self-preservation kicks in.
Yeah, Sai hasn't got that self-preservation.
Fucking hell.
He's like, not a fucking chance, short piece.
Okay,
Well,
well,
Mittens
let's
also has those-
actually let's put this properly. I give you the leash upon which to hang yourself, and then when you start hanging yourself, that's when I set it.
Yeah.
One
I
of
know
these
that
days,
feeling.
though, something's gonna happen, and you're just gonna fucking let go.
Yeah, we basically said that I'm her handler.
Yep. It's not a bad analogy, to be perfectly honest. But one of these days, he's gonna just be like, code word go.
The funniest thing is if I agree with you and someone deserves something, I'm like, go for it.
Go ahead.
That's not true.
Yeah, like-
That is not true.
It is. It
Not
is.
true, because there have been people who have deserved my ire, and you've been like, it's not worth it, be the bigger person. And I have to remind
Yeah,
you
no,
that I'm
because
5'2", I ain't bigger than shit.
No, but I am, and therefore you are.
Oh,
My favorite thing is when you're talking to somebody and they're like, one of my favorite ones is when I talk to Hades. I said something about, I made a joke about somebody being taller than me. He pops off with, well, that's not really hard to do. And I'm just like, fair. I resent that, but fair.
No, I hate when people try and tell me to be the bigger person, because I'm like, no.
I can't.
If I was supposed to be the bigger person, somebody would have made me taller. But they didn't.
No,
I'm down here,
because
so I'm gonna be a
to
petty
me,
bitch.
For me, there is absolutely a space where someone will deserve what's coming to them, and then there is a space of like,
But
this
I also
isn't
think that people
worth...
get away with too much shit. If you start something, you need to
You
be
are the
prepared
one-
for somebody
hold
else
on, hold
to
on.
end something.
Can
Also,
can
by
we
the way,
talk about the
Kittens
fact
and
that-
Yune have told us to stretch, so that's a double stretch, and we need to hydrate.
But no, unfortunately
I has
you told
milkshake.
me that it's important to pick my battles, and so I'm making you pick the battles.
Yeah, no, it's important for you to pick your battles. It's not important for me
I'm
to pick
picking
my
your,
battles.
but I pick your
all of them.
battles as well.
Yeah, I
No.
pick all of them. That is what I do.
No, no. There are some things that are absolutely worth pursuing, and then there are some things where it's just like this is not worth the energy it would take. It absolutely isn't. Like
Yeah, but
that energy is
I grew up
much
in
better
Scotland.
expended.
This is
We
very
don't back
true.
down.
Ari grew no. Ari grew up everywhere.
This is also true. Yeah, but all in places where women are revered as being feral. It's brilliant. Like my entire
Again.
upbringing is just, you're
Handler.
Mediterranean, of course you're angry. You're Scottish, of course you're angry. And just like, see, everyone just wants
No,
me to
but
be angry. It's fine.
look at it. It's in the same way as like I wouldn't let you bite a child, but I would let you bite like a robber. Like it's.
Oh my, a dog!
Like how
I have to
those
muzzle
two
you in a
are
lot
the-
of situations. So yes.
Oh, I love that. I wouldn't
Also,
let you bite a
you
child.
really
I
enjoy-
haven't. Sorry, can I just point out here? I don't often want to fight children. My own, sometimes, I think that we need to square go.
Childish behavior. That was what that was. I wouldn't let you fight a child, but I would absolutely let you take the baseball bat we have in the house and beat a robber to death with it.
I do love that.
There's like, so it's just like I will let you. I will pick.
I mean,
I
she's
will
the same
pick the
height as a
battles.
child, though, so.
I will pick the battles. It's like, are we gonna fight childish behavior? No, because it's not fucking worth it. Are we
I will
going
say,
to?
I'm making myself sound like an awful person here. I will be your best friend, and I will be your biggest hype and your biggest supporter for the rest of my life.
Yes, you will.
And if anybody says anything about you, I will absolutely bury them in the garden. Like, no word of a lie. I will put up with a lot deemed at me, but no one says shit to my friends.
No, it's quite amusing.
I can say
because
shit to you. They can't.
I grew up.
Yeah.
I grew up and I was kind of bullied relentlessly. And so and eventually, like it used to be the be all and end all, and actually I just got to a point where I was like, I just don't give a shit anymore. Like I can't change your opinion of me. It doesn't matter. I know my own value. The rest of the bullshit that comes with that. And so it was kind of like, she will get mad on my behalf, and I will look at her and be like, this genuinely has no impact on me whatsoever. Like, I genuinely don't care. And then she's just like, no, I'm gonna hunt them. And I'm like, no,
Yeah, because
you're
people
gonna,
don't get-
I'm gonna
no, 'cause
place you
people
on this
don't get to-
countertop.
People do not get to disrespect you.
I'm
If they
gonna
do
place
that, they
you in this
deal with
cupboard,
me.
I'm gonna place
That's
you in
how
this
this
cupboard.
goes.
and you're gonna find snacks.
Same goes for my book
Family is
dragons.
included
If
in that.
anybody disrespects
Family
one
is
of my book
included in
dragons, they're gonna meet me, and they're not gonna like
Yeah.
it very much.
But yeah, it is interesting because there is this very funny dynamic of like, the thing is though is like,
No, what's
You-
funny is people think you look scary and I look sweet, and it is entirely the other way around.
you say that.
No, it absolutely is.
You say that. No, I will say, on the whole, people see the scary side of you a lot more than they see of me. Because I
They
am.
don't, because you don't let me. They could do.
Okay, sorry. Let me
You
say,
don't.
I am aware of how scary you can be because we've had conversations. But I mean, I don't lose it often. Like I might raise my voice at the kids and stuff as like, right, I'm sick and tired of you not listening to me now. But me losing it is a very, very, very rare occasion. I think it's
Yeah,
only
you're
happened
weirdly
twice.
chill. It's weird.
Yeah, but when it goes, it goes.
No, I know, but still, you're
And it's
chill
hilarious because it
90%
is-
of the time, and I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, but it's that 10% that it's like the first time it happened, like the result of that, you came upstairs and you were like, I was like, I'm sorry if I overstepped there, and you were just like, that was hot.
Yeah, tell me you're a broken individual. They're telling me you're a broken individual. Someone loses their shit, and you're like, hot damn.
Yeah.
I didn't lose my
That-
shit at you. It was just a case of like this conversation. I'm ending this conversation. You're gonna do
No, it's
one
just
of
one
two
of those
things,
moments when
and I'm
the
going to
bass
one of
kicks
those
in.
things. Yeah, this situation is going to end one of two ways, and one of those ways is me physically removing this person from this property. The other one is this person walking themselves away from this situation to calm down, and them trying to square up, and me just staring at them and being like, "You have 3 seconds before I make this decision for you," and then doing in the toll, and then me just walking away and being like, "I'm done with that now." And then Ari just came upstairs and she stood at the doorway, and I was like, "I'm sorry. I know you've asked me not to get involved with
you
these
were
things."
getting no. Let's lay this out. You got really anxious, and you were like, "She's gonna be really mad at me," and you were like, "I'm so sorry.
Mainly
I know you
because-
told me to
mainly
stay out of
because-
it, and I didn't." And
Yeah.
I was like, "Yep, that was hot."
It was like, it was not anxious because of being in conflict, as well because you'd specifically asked me to be like not to get involved with certain things, and I respected that for a very long time, but this went too far. Like, this went beyond where I was comfortable letting it go. And then I was just like, I hope you I hope you didn't mind me stepping in there. I didn't.
Pain. No, I haven't done the phone from Sai's visual perspective because I know how fucking short I am. I don't need a visual reminder.
No.
Oh, so
She's
fun.
like she'll walk up to me and her head is like on my chest.
Yep.
She's about a head and a half smaller than me.
Yep.
And it's hilarious. It's annoying as fuck because then she'll go and she'll like bite my tit and I'm like, fuck off.
I love doing
You're on top of the fridge.
I love doing
No, because he knows that again I have no self-preservation and I will just jump down.
Mm-hmm.
I'll break bones
Yeah.
to prove a point. Like,
It's amusing.
I've done it.
But yeah, no, she does it because she's very aware because she'll be, if we're having a conversation, eventually she'll get to the point where she's like, I need you to sit down because my neck's starting to hurt. I'm like, okay.
so we went out today and I was wearing heels and then we came back and I got changed into comfies and immediately was like, literally like, oh my god, I am small. The height difference between us is a foot
Yeah, well,
because I'm
just under
5'2"
I'm
and you're
6'1".
just shy of 6'2".
Yeah.
For Mittens, it's me.
But I'm pretty
and for
sure I'm
me and Mittens,
shrinking.
it's a foot and 2 inches, I think.
Yeah, because he's like 6'4", isn't he?
Jesus.
Yeah, he's 6'4". I'm a squirrel and I took my tree.
I was gonna make a joke there, but that would
You
break
could
the
DM
rules.
it to me.
It's done it
So,
again, Uni.
Squirrel. Right, Idrisil and the squirrel. Ratatusk.
Ratatosker.
Ratatosker.
Ratatouille.
And his
Not Ratatouille.
And-
Yes.
Ratatouille's a rat,
yeah,
not a squirrel.
no, he teaches. Oh my god, Ratatouille, but he teaches the world tree to cook.
Yeah, Uni, it's done it again. It told us the event was happening at 8, but then it's put out information about the event for next week at 9. And I don't know why.
Ari's broken it.
Sesh is living its best life, okay?
It's fucking restricted.
Hey, I can get on roller coasters. Just?
If Sai lifts you up,
No, I just do my stand tall.
Oh god,
Okay,
we
do
went
it.
on. Speaking of, what was the one that we went on?
The Miami spinner.
Yeah. Now
Which I don't know.
bit of
That's
TMI.
what I know it as because growing up,
you
it was
sit on
always
what is
called-
essentially a
it's- yeah,
very
it's a
long bench.
and it goes up and round, and then it will go back the other way, and then they'll do
Hmm.
scream if you want to go faster, and it'll go round and round and round. It's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant. It is my favorite.
Anyway, for TMI context, I have
TMI
had
context.
multiple surgeries where
On his bollocks.
male I was going to be
Let's-
more polite. than
Yeah, I
that,
know you were
where
going to be
male
more polite. That's
individuals
why I went with the fuck it.
do
Let's
not
cut to
want
the chase.
surgeries But yeah, no, I've unfortunately had I've had to have surgeries just because of just general health conditions and like one cancer scare at one point. And I went on this big ass fucking spinning thing that yeets you into the air. And like the first few spins round, fine. And then one of them went, and suddenly like my balls went into my stomach, and I'm like, oh, like
That's the best feeling.
Pro-
though.
And then
Probably.
for the whole thing,
No,
he's like,
no.
"Is it about to finish?" I'm like, "Nope."
I was like, this is a bad idea.
We
Like,
slow
3 times
down
is
on
fine.
the ascent, and he's like, "Oh, okay, we're coming back down." I'm like, "Nope, we're going the
Nope.
other way."
Sherlockson.
He did
felt
that,
sorry for the
and
young-
then oh, there was a wee lass on her own next to us. I did feel for her. I had a fucking we decided we were gonna go, and then it rained constantly all night and most of the morning, and I was like, okay, maybe we're not gonna get the chance to go. So I dressed how I usually dress, which is in a dress. Then we got there, realized it was actually quite dry, and they were like, oh, we open at 12. And we were like, okay, we've got about half an hour. We'll go grab an early lunch, and then we'll come back. So I had to then spend the entire time on this ride trying to hold my dress between my ankles to not have me flash the entire fucking park. Because every time we went round, it was like Marilyn fucking Monroe. Oh, and then we did. Then we did the waltzers. And Sai went on with the older kids while Em, my oldest, and I stayed with the younger ones. And they got cotton candy and everything. And then Emmy and I went on by ourselves. Now, Emmy used to hate roller coasters, the rides, anything. But she's got the bug for it now. So she's like, can we ask the guy to, like, give us extra spins when we're on the waltzers? I'm like, hell yes, we can. So we get in it, we turn around to this guy, and we're like, can we get extra spins? And he's like a little bit extra or a lot? I'm like, if we can walk off and still see, you've not span us enough. And Em's just looked at me like, oh no, what have I done? And I'll give him his dues. He went for it. By the time we stood up, we were both pissing ourselves laughing. The world was spinning. We'd had the greatest time. And Sai's just like, I don't get
That's
you.
awesome.
And I'm like, do you know what? There is something about adrenaline and just feeling super calm. And I'm like, I'm sure it's the ADHD, because the minute I do stuff like that, like high-speed stuff, I'm just like, oh, this is what Zen is. This is what people get from, like, meditation. I just need to go, like, max 6.
See, I'm a bitch. I'll not get on a roller coaster.
Yeah, I was the
But
same.
I'll
except
get-
I
I'll
got
get in the
blood
back of your
sugar
fucking-
dropped.
I'll get in the back of
I
your
passed
motorbike,
out.
you fucking 160 mile an hour. Not a bother.
Break time.
Oh, it is break time. Right. They're good. That'll give me a chance to go throttle some beasties, because I can hear them fouling around. Right. Grab your teas, your coffees, whatever you need. Stretch your legs. Do what you need to do, and we'll be back in 5. and I wouldn't be able to hear your dulcet tones. Oh, the reveal video is having a freak out.
You mean my annoying voice?
No, I don't think you're annoying.
Oh dear.
One person doesn't.
Oh God, we are in for a storm, I swear. Can feel it.
Yeah, we had one all day long.
We've had rain, but we haven't had like a proper storm to clear the air. And it is muggy.
For 5 minutes the other night, and then I was talking to Mum in gaming group when I went to stay away last night at like 5 AM, and it was raining for about 10 minutes. And that's all we've had in the last fucking 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, see, we're getting on and off rain at the moment, but the humidity is so fucking high. Tomorrow is going to be 71, Tuesday is going to be 82, 73, 81, 75. Like, all the way through until next Tuesday, it's not going below 70%.
Jesus.
And you're like, it's just going to be muggy. Muggy and warm and damp, and that's the worst.
Yep.
Yeah, no. Thanks, but no thanks.
No, that's the thing. I'm like, either give me a bloody good storm, or just give me straight up heat. Just keep your humidity crap. Don't want it.
Yes, please.
I don't want it. What were we talking about before I
And
left?
do without with it.
Because it's been like 3 minutes and my brain is wiped.
We talked about roller coasters before the pause, no? I think that was the last thing.
Ah.
Yeah.
What have we got coming up? Let's have a look. Well, next week. Oh, look, Kitten says you're not annoying, Akuma. That's 2.
She's my bratty friend though, so I'm hers.
Aye.
So
That's still
we stick
2.
together.
Yes, so next week we have All Things Sinful.
All right.
Gonna learn all about your book sins.
Ghosts.
Do you really want to learn them?
I do. We're gonna find out what you like to. I have a thing here. Hang on. Where is it? Where's the thing?
Learn about who dog ears their pages.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have a
Break their spines.
We're gonna have a bookish
Not that bad.
confessional, so you'll be able to drop those.
Like a Google Doc where we can drop your confessions in.
Anonymous,
Okay.
so that I can read them out, and you can find out how many Hail
And then we
Marys you
can
need to
judge.
do, or whatever bookish version I'm going to come up with to wipe away your sins. What else? It's here somewhere.
Cereal.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about books, bites, and beautiful bad habits. We're going to be talking literary luxury. What is your ultimate reading ritual? Is it a dark fantasy novel and a glass of red, a cozy romance prepared with cinnamon tea? Or maybe it's a guilty pleasure read wrapped in blankets, ignoring your TBR with absolutely zero shame. This stream is a celebration of bookish sins. Skipping chores for one more chapter, annotating in pen, dog-earing pages, or falling for morally grey characters. Again. Share your favourite reading snacks and sinful sips. Reveal the soundtracks that turn stories into symphonies. Tell us how you make your reading space feel like magic. Bring your cravings, your confessions, and your coziest vibes. No guilt, no rules, just pleasure. And on top of that, if that wasn't sinful enough, we are also going to be talking about all of the sins and their bookish equivalents So where your pride might get in the way, the lust, the sloth, the gluttony. Gonna go for the whole 9 yards. I want all your sins.
Want us to repent. Okay.
You are going to make me useful with all your sins. It's been my new thing, is I feed on the sins of my book dragons.
I mean, sure.
We have that. And what is it Tuesday? Why can't I remember? What is going on with my brain at the moment?
No idea.
No, me neither. Tuesday is I haven't a clue. It's here somewhere.
Can you announce it
It's
already?
in one of my notebooks somewhere. Hang on. I will find it. Where's my Google Drive? There it is. This is a problem with when you have too many things. What did I do it? Did I not do it off that one? Did I do it off this one?
Rewrite the trope.
That's the
Interactive
one.
Chaos Edition.
Yes. We're gonna
I
rewrite
went to our
tropes.
to our webpage and the
Oh, well.
almanac.
That would have been helpful.
I
wouldn't it?
remember that's a thing.
Yeah, we totally have a yeah. Good for us. Totally didn't set this up so I wouldn't forget shit. Yes, we
Also,
are.
it actually shows the proper time and lets me add it to my calendar now.
Yes, it does. Yep, we're going to take your favorite tropes and we're going to wreck them. We're going to twist the chosen one, sabotage enemy to lovers, and pervert the prophecy. We're going to spin wheels and choose the fate of mixing and matching tropes. And you guys get to make them. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
And you have new squad challenge tomorrow.
I was about to ask, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is now one released on Monday, one on Wednesday, and one's on Friday?
No, tomorrow is the last of the in-betweeners, or the interlude challenges, as they've called themselves. And then
Still June.
yes,
May. I mean, not yet June. Oh my god, brain.
Once we hit the 1st of June, they will be going out Monday, part 1 Monday, part 2 Wednesday, part 3 Friday, and you'll do that on repeat.
Oh,
Which
tomorrow's another in-between week.
It is, because this has been a longer month.
Yeah.
Bloody 5-week months.
Well, we did
Well,
start
so,
the
yeah,
first
we
ones
started in like the 17th of April, so we were all a bit askew. But there would have been an interlude challenge this month anyway, because 4 squads means 4 sets of challenges. So, you will always have a challenge every week. And you will get your next Sunday. I will release your first riddle.
Ah, fuck off.
Yeah. Get to work out what theme the challenge is going to be by the riddle.
Yeah.
But you have to go to squad leaders for the second part. And they might have different answers.
Who's
So
our
it
squad
is-
leader?
It's a riddle.
Is it Uni?
Yes.
I think it's Uni.
It's not.
Nope, I'm
kittens.
second in command
Oh,
for the
Yeah,
entire
Eli?
flight.
She's my squad
no,
leader.
it's not Eli.
It's
Eli
kittens.
It's
Drop.
kittens.
It's your
It's
brat
for-
bestie.
Kittens is for Lunari.
Ah, let's go. I can just bribe her. More stickers.
You know you've
Emojis.
got, you've got to.
You said bribe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you think I said?
Your accent made it sound very different.
Ah!
He's gonna leave you hanging.
I understood bribe.
Yes, but you'll have to go to all of the squad leaders to find out if you have the correct answer. Not just
So
yours.
we can ask each one.
It is
Okay.
a riddle and a scavenger hunt.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Also, the squad leaders won't know if they're correct or not.
Yep. We're being extra mean. The
Yeah.
only people who will know the full truth
So
are
you
me
just
and
want
Uni.
to confuse everybody. I see. Okay.
Absolutely. Give you something
We
to do.
also need some fun.
I'll bribe you with some Lego.
Oh no!
Give you something to do. Uni, stay strong. You can do it. You can do this, Uni.
I
Don't
was
be
like, I have no weakness, and then he brought in Legos, and I'm like, oh no.
I mean, I could also tell Sai, and then you no hope. Absolutely no hope of bribing it out of him. Mainly because he'll forget 5 minutes after I've told him. Isn't that right, Goose?
Sorry, what was that?
Mhm.
Forgot.
Doesn't even know what's going on.
I know. Okay.
The funniest thing is you can't bribe me, not only because I'll probably forget, but also because I don't actually know what I like.
Yes, trying to buy him like gifts is fucking impossible.
We
Because you're like,
we've
what do you want
realised
for Christmas? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't
We've
know?
realised-
Like,
Time
do
the
you have a
same.
hobby that you want to do more in? Do you want some more books? And he's like, no. I have everything that,
No,
like, if I
I-
want something, I'll go and buy it. So I have everything that I could want, and I don't need anything. And I'm like, well, that's not
But
very fucking
also-
helpful.
growing up completely masked, you kind of just adopted the shit of people around you. So one of the big realizations after like my diagnosis is like, I actually have no idea outside of like music,
I think
what?
Eli's onto you, Akuma.
hobbies and interests and things I actually want to do and enjoy. Like reading was a coping mechanism, and so was gaming because they were just both escapisms. So it's like, oh, okay. So like Ari's like, do you want to do this thing? And I'm like, do I? I don't know.
That's why I just
Like-
snuck around you this time, and you were like, I always wanted to
Yeah,
try
she-
drumming, and I was like, hey, by the way, guess what you're doing on Tuesday?
Yeah, which again, autistic best friend. It's just patterns. It's great. But like the big one for me was like the Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering stuff has come out, and I was like, I love Final Fantasy, and I like Magic the Gathering, but I don't play physically. But like having the cards would be cool, I guess. But then I'm sat there like, do I actually want the cards because I want the cards? Because I don't know if I want the cards. I feel like it's something I should want because I like Final Fantasy and I like Magic the Gathering, so surely I should want these. But I'm not going to play with them, so is it worth buying? And then, yeah, it's just like, so bribing me is fucking pointless because it's like, oh, like, I can get you what you want. And I'm like, what's that? Can you tell me? Please?
Yeah, that would actually be the bribe, yes.
Yeah, the bribe is
If
I
we
can
tell
tell
you
you
what
the
you
thing
want.
that you want.
Yes.
You get 3 wishes and you can wish for anything in the world. I wish to know what to wish for, thank you. That would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it sucks. Fucking sucks.
So we tried doing this back in March, but we'd only done one book of the month at that point, so it was still a little new. So now that we have a few under our belt, I'm gonna hit you with feedback questions. Stop.
Now I'm gonna have to use fucking Google Lens to translate that shit, man.
I can tell you.
Oh
if you want.
fuck. Oh, I didn't let fucking.
Hang on. Here. Listen to me, you. I don't think that's picked up right.
Well, fucking
I want my feet
translate
to
it then.
survive the rest of my life. I don't need a booby-trapped home.
Listen to me, you
I have
whippersnapper.
I have an issue just trying to read that in Swedish because my brain is just English at the moment.
Google didn't like the word he used, so it gave me boy spoon.
Whippersnapper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whippersnapper for me.
No, Google said
I
boy
use
spool.
Google Lens.
I don't trust Google Translate, but it was to the point. I couldn't be asked to fire it up my translator.
Listen, you little shits. I want my feet to survive for the rest of my fucking life.
Well, wear a pair of fucking baffies then.
I hope
Oh, not the baffies!
you feel.
Wear slippers or fucking socks then.
Where's
Fuck
your
you,
hoose
hell.
shoes?
Your hoose shoes. Along with your hoose coat.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have the who's shoes, who's coat combo.
Big shoe, big shoe. Yep.
Right, feedback.
Yay.
How do you find the overall experience of Book of the Month? Fucking
When I
silence.
read it, good.
Not the book itself, the experience of doing Book of the Month with us on Book Club.
Oh, great. Gives me something to look forward to, rather than the same old boring shite.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I like it because it gives me a reason to read a book. Because often enough I just look at books and I look, okay, I want to read that, I want to read that, I want to read that, and I can't decide.
Yeah, we just keep
And if
adding
we
to
have the
that
book of the
mountain
month, then
range of a
it's just, okay,
TBR.
that's the book of the month, and I can read it. And then I read it within of a day, and then I liked it, and then it was fun.
Do you feel engaged throughout the month enough?
Feel abandoned.
Do you? Do you feel like I just throw the book at you and then I don't come back until the end of
Yes.
the month? Would you
No, but
like?
I
Would you
think,
like more like weekly check-ins? See how people are going.
I think.
Is this just about the book of the month?
Why
I
would you
mean,
like weekly check-ins for something else?
No, I thought about this.
Do you want me to just send you a message once a week, Lukey, just being like, "How are you doing?"
No, I thought about the challenges.
Okay.
No, I think it's I think we kind of do like kind of check-ins with the streams because we almost always spend a little time talking about the books, even if it's just like checking if anyone has started and or read it yet or stuff like that. So I feel like we're engaging, and I think it's been easy to post in the designated areas for like spoilers and or
Yeah,
just
I mean, I
review.
try to give you all spaces because I know everyone reads at different speeds. Like, obviously, for me, I read both of them within that first weekend. And so I know that if I take an interest in a book, I'm gonna, like Lukey, devour it pretty quickly. But I also know for others it might be a couple of pages a day. And so having these spaces where you can go and talk about it, it is one of the things I do like about Fable, and the fact that you have chapter-specific chat rooms. Though I don't use them because I get so into the book that by the time I've put it down for 2 seconds, I've finished it, and then I can't remember what I wanted to say about those particular chapters.
Yeah.
I've not yet learned how to do it as I go along because that's too disruptive for me. I'm not good at being interrupted.
The only reason I posted in the spoiler about the in-between quotes and stuff was because at that point I had to go use the bathroom.
Fair enough.
And I was charging my phone.
How do you find the suggestion and voting process? Because we have changed that this month.
I was both glad and sad over the fact that I was only allowed to suggest one book. But I also think it's a good thing to not
I mean,
suggest more than one book.
So the reason we went for one book per person is obviously, like, for instance, last month we suddenly had like 16 suggestions, and my worry is too many choices is as bad as not enough choice.
Yeah.
Because then you get into like decision paralysis.
Very
of being
much.
like, well, now I want to read all of them, or so. But
Essentially-
also, I want
essentially
I want people to have a chance, and I feel like sometimes if people see that somebody's come in and put like 6 books, they're like, oh well.
There's
We
no
have
point
enough.
in me. Yeah, but also, so there was a conversation. It was like one of the things we noticed was that the number of books being suggested was a lot, but
Good
also
night,
this
Liz.
was then further. Night Liz. This was then further
Night
compounded
Liz.
by the fact that anyone could vote any number of times for any, well, anyone could vote
Yeah.
for any number of books, which meant that you could have 16 books technically with all of them with the max number of votes, because everyone didn't care, like for that one, no one cared what they read because they all wanted to be read. And then it was just like, well, there's no point. So in this instance, whoever recommends a book, there's a fair chance of them winning. But on top of that, being only able to select 3 books.
Yeah, you pick your top 3.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we have the one I really want to read most of all, and then essentially 2 backup books which I'd be like amenable to reading, and that way we're not diluting the pool and kind of skewing things. The other thing was also potentially being able to vote for all books was like, oh well, don't vote for theirs, but vote for mine instead, and like this removes that
Yeah.
because you've only got a limited amount of votes. And then obviously the last bit of that was the fact that there is now like a 3-month
There's a 3-month
waiting list
cooldown.
after.
Yes.
Yeah, that just again,
That was because
it's about...
there was purely one, we were starting to see the same books every month, and the problem is you want variety, and I feel like it was beginning to get to a point where every month we were essentially seeing the books from the month before and then maybe 1 or 2 new options, and then you kind of get to the point where you're like, okay, we're just gonna hit a point where every month we're just sticking in the same books until one of them's chosen, and then we might get 1 new book next month, and then maybe 2, and then finally we might get through them all. And to add to that as well, it's just, I'm not taking them away from you forever. By having a 3-month rotation means that realistically, unless something new comes up, if you have 3 books that you really want to see read, you can just choose 1 a month and then just cycle, which is fine. I'm not gonna sit and be like, oh, you're not getting the point, but no.
3 months is a lot longer than it feels sometimes, or a lot longer than it seems, and it just prevents the, again,
But that's the thing, the books that were in last month can come back in August. So
it's to prevent stagnation.
Yeah. And because there are so many books out there, and I know all of us have got mountainous TBRs. So giving people the chance to work through that just a little bit is fun. To answer you, Karis, because you've asked, can we have a list somewhere of all the books that have been suggested because of the 3-month cooldown? As it currently stands, they are all added to a collection on the library every month. So you will see in there, if you go under collections, you will see February, March, April, May fantasy, May mystery, June fantasy, June romance. And that has all of the books that were suggested. Just because I started that purely because there might have been something else that was on there that you went, that didn't win, but I really want to read it anyway. So you have the access there. And then I can always put together a Google sheet that has the list of all the books and just tabbed by month, so you can have easy access to see when you might have read something, if that's something you want. It wouldn't take me too long to put together.
I think it's a bit easier with the Google Sheet.
Probably. Yeah, no, I'm more than happy to do that. The other reason was because I did get a couple of comments, and I know it is well-meaning, but a couple of comments along the lines of like, oh, I'm going to keep putting this book in until it wins, and I feel like that somewhat defeats the purpose of having a vote. That I feel, if you have a book that you really badly want people to read, for me, absolutely stick it in book of the month, but also go and put it in as a recommendation and just be like, hey guys, I really love this book and I really want to hype it to you. I think you should read it. But the idea of putting the same book in every month almost feels a little bit like it's pushing. And I don't know if it is just me, but the more someone sort of shoves something at me to be like, no, you have to read this, the more I'm like, I don't know if this book is going to live up to the hype that you are giving it, and now I don't want to read it just in case it doesn't, because I would hate to have to turn around to you and be like, hey, I read it and I don't see what you see. So yeah, it's keeping that variety. It's making sure that we get a good choice of different things. And I mean, thankfully we've had, might not have turned out to be great options, but we have had a great variety come through. Obviously we've had Quicksilver, we've had A Language of Dragons, we've had The Shadow Between Us, and now we've had Games God Play in terms of a fantasy. And obviously this month we're going a little bit old school with the early 2000s fantasy. So it's going to be an interesting twist on that. But yeah, I
need to get on with fucking reading this Genghis Khan book then.
Genghis Khan book?
Yeah, it's the historical fiction.
Oh, okay.
I get mixed up between them. About him growing up as a kid and then uniting all the tribes and stuff,
okay.
and then waging war on the Chinese. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
That sounds like a me type of book.
Oh. Well, first one's Wolf of the Plains.
Ah! I know which book it is.
Yeah!
I haven't read it, but it's been on my list.
I'd say it's definitely one of my top 10 series, to be honest.
I started reading the Caesar one instead.
I think I've got that as well.
I've read it in both Swedish and English.
Emperor series.
Yes.
We Gates of Rome, I think, is the first one.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, I've got that one too, or that series.
Yeah, historical fiction, apparently fantasy and contemporary romance is what I read most, apparently, according to my books.
The Eagle one, the
Um,
Gladiator one, Simon Scarrow one. I've got a few of his as well.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Last couple of questions, and then I will let you go on about your evening.
Questions, fuck's sake.
I know. It's almost like feedback helps us grow or anything, but you know.
I'm being fucking interrogated again.
Yes. If you imagine the light bulb shining on your face, do you like having access to both the ebook and the audiobook?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I can also understand it's not going to be viable for all books.
I've not run into a problem yet.
No, but yet is the thing.
Yes.
This is not the medicine I'm supposed to take now. It's for tomorrow morning.
I do tend to check when a book is suggested that it has an audiobook version available.
Not on me.
Go to bed. Go to bed.
No.
So usually, if it is the case
It's
that
like 7 hours from bedtime.
Shush you.
No.
Yeah, usually if it is the case that I physically cannot find an audiobook for it, I will reach out to the person and be like, hey, by the way, I can't find the audiobook for this anywhere.
By the way, get this fucking done.
So
Get
would you
this
like
dealt
to
with.
would you like to still have this as an option, even though we won't be able to do the audiobook, or would you like to recommend something else? It hasn't come up yet, so it is a bridge we will cross when we get to it. But I tend to put that in your hands. And then would you
I mean,
like?
if there's a book that won without being there in audiobook, I think that's fine too. But
Yeah, it's a choice
if there's
of
the
obviously.
option, it's nice to have both.
Yeah, it's just a choice of obviously saying to either the person recommending, your book does not have an audiobook, which I don't think is going to be much of a problem.
It
like I
might
said,
be for older books.
It might. Worst comes to worst, I'll just mock up a quick recording of me reading it, and then you'll have to deal with that instead.
I wouldn't mind.
Your audiobook for the month is read by Ari. It's just me
Oh,
halfway
no.
through being like, the fuck did he just say?
Yeah,
live
that's
commentary.
audiobooks we want.
You get audiobook plus Ari's inner thoughts.
That's the shit we want, man. I wish somebody would actually do that. Read a book
That
and
sounds
then
like a fun
and
idea.
then our monologue comes out.
Yep. Oh,
We should totally record a book.
I think we could do that. I think that would be a giggle.
We should do a drama
A dramatic,
dramatization.
yeah, a dramatic retelling of a book with our
Oh
inner
my
monologue as well.
Oh god. I could only
I mean-
imagine what
Oh,
mine would
Keris
be.
has also offered up if it's missing an audiobook, you can just do a weekly voice chat where you read the book to us. I will also do that too if you'd like. We can do like a quarter a week.
Yeah.
Would you like any additional activities alongside Book of the Month, e.g., theme challenges, live readings, deeper analysis sessions, etc.? No. Bed.
Do it, Garrett. Do it.
I guess the
fucking-
challenges for the Book of the Month could be fun too.
Okay, this is like time to find a book that has no audiobook so we can have story time with Ari. For fuck's sake, what have I started?
You'll be getting a negative feedback if it's no swearing in our monologue, by the way.
Oh no. Sai's seen me reading. I don't read quietly. I'll be like reading and then the next thing I'll be like, the fuck? What? Why? Why would you do that? And he's just like, what is going on? I'm like, it's the book, don't worry.
Yeah, houseboats. I go. Are you serious? And he's like, are you talking to me, the book, or space?
I'm like, do you know what? I fucking hate you. I hope you die next chapter. And then they do it, and I'm like, yes! Good.
Yep.
About fucking time. Done with you.
Glad to see you go.
Oh no. Too bad. So sad.
Yeah.
But yes, would you like to see additional activities alongside Book of the Month?
Not that I
We
can
haven't
think
really
of.
done like analysis sessions because we kind of do these chats, and
Yeah.
we almost kind of have this like it's not the end of the month, so not everyone has finished reading it, so we kind of can't go too deep into it. So I absolutely wouldn't mind having a more in-depth chat about a book. I probably wouldn't do it as a stream, but
No,
we could
like a
certainly do
VC.
like a VC. Okay, let's talk all things like the games gods play. What did you think of this character? What did you think of this subplot? What did, how are you feeling on this bit, that bit? But I could also do them as written up questionnaires if people would like to have that as something
I mean,
they
that
can
might
fill
might
in
be a good way to go since we're
because of
like-
the time zones.
yeah.
Yeah. God damn you,
And
Americans.
those that can join the VC.
There are no Americans
Join
here
the
right now, but
VC.
god damn you, Americans. Just
I
come
can always
forward
stand
in
there.
time and match with us, please. That'd be great. Is there
can't we
anything
just
you
have-
would
Tomorrow,
change
let's
about
go.
how we run Book of the Month?
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you
Happy
repeat the
Mother's Day,
question, Ari?
Una.
Huh?
I think
Happy
that was
Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Day.
Oh, thank you. I was like, I asked the question, so I was so into my question that I didn't hear what you said.
What was your
But
question?
thank you. Could you repeat what you said?
Oh, yes.
Because I got the joining sound of Discord as you
yeah, I don't
said
get
the
that because
I'm
streamer mode.
sorry.
No, that's fine.
What?
Just a heads up, we are midstream.
Yeah, what would you change about how we run Book of the Month? If there is anything you would like to see. And we ask this
Not
for
that I'm-
honesty, so don't feel like you're going to hurt my feelings.
At this very moment in time, I don't think so. We have, I say we, it's you. You have done plenty of changes that are making it better.
Yeah, I tried to make
That
sure
I
that
didn't
any
even
changes
think
are
about.
beneficial. Oh god, I'm always thinking.
I have to say that like this month was the first where I actually kind of took part in it, also in the voting, and I think it was fine. I don't have any things that came up for me where I said that's stupid or that sucks.
So one thing we
think
are
currently it's
looking
fine.
at implementing next will be our own version of like Goodreads / Fable, that kind of has a best of both worlds without having all the ridiculous amount of extra steps. Because obviously the fact that on Fable we have to have 2 separate clubs is difficult, and then on top of that, the fact that to change the names is a pain in the ass. So with Fable, you can set one book as your book of the month, and you can either change it halfway through, or if you want to be running a second book, like we did last month, and obviously like we're doing this month, we have to create an entirely separate club, but you have to physically click a link and go and join them, which means that if we ever got to a point where we had more than 2 books a month, you could be in 4 or 5 clubs and having to try and, because it's all app based, you can't do anything with Fable on the computer, which is silly. It is a lot of faffing around to be like, oh, okay, I've read up to chapter 7 in this book, so I want to go and leave a comment on that, and I've read chapter 4 in this book, so now I need to go back into that, and then back into this club. So we're trying to work out a way to amalgamate it into one space, where you will be able to flick between the books with ease, which is something that I am working on, but it's coding a little out of my depths at the moment. But I'm getting there slowly. I think I figured out how to do it. So that will be available on the website. So you'll be able to access it in phone mode and on the PC. You won't have to worry about I'm in 12 clubs and oh shoot, I've had a notification and which club has that come from, and oh, Addy's gone and put out the exact same message across all the clubs, and now I'm being pinged everywhere. Because I do my notifications that are like suggestions and polls are live and whatnot. And I know how much you all love being pinged. I take great joy in when I get to do announcements like 3 times in a day. Just to watch you all yell at me. It's great fun. And then the last question.
So satisfied with that, Ari.
I am, it's great. I like watching them get all riled up, it's funny. Then my last question for you all is, how do you feel about having the 2 books? Obviously, as it currently stands, the second book is a rotating genre, so we did mystery last month, it's romance this month. The plan is obviously to get to a point where we do open up to multiple genres per month, so that you have choices. But yeah, how are we enjoying having more than one book as an option?
I think it's great.
I like it because I can read more, but I wouldn't like it if it would be too much books because I don't like to do choices.
That's fair.
So it was like suddenly 10 genres and you say, oh,
yeah, I don't
choose one, and I'm like, okay, that's too many books. I won't read any of them.
We made a joke at one point about like, oh Christ, at one point we're gonna have like 11 books of the month. But actually, really looking at it, I've done a couple of polls now, spread out over the last sort of 6 to 8 months about the genres that people in book club read, and realistically, I think at most we'd get to 4. And that's purely just to have that choice of, obviously, either you can read just one, you could read a couple, you could go, actually these all look great, and I'm, like for me, I read quite quickly, so having more options is great because
read. It sounds like every 15th word.
Read.
Skim read it.
No,
I
never.
read 75% of the games the gods play in an evening, so yeah.
I read that in
Options is
one day,
nice.
that book.
Where is Fable? Because I have had a really good reading month this month, unlike last month where I had a really poor reading month. So far, this month, I have read 14 books.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4,
On
5,
at 8 for the fucking
7.
year.
I'm on
Actually,
a 145
no.
day reading streak.
I'm on 8 since I joined Fable. I think I've done. Check. Book club events. I think I've done like 16 or something.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
18
7,
this year.
17 this month,
One of
not
which is
including manga volumes.
18 in the year, and Ari's fucking almost got that in a month. Fucking hell.
I don't think I want to look at. I need to sneeze. Oh,
I'll need 12 more lettered books. Fucking hell.
are you doing the A to Z?
Yeah.
Right.
I've got
I haven't
7
updated
more
that
for the
in
25.
this minute.
But
Oh my god, would this like to actually load? That'd be nice. Error getting users reading goal. Thanks. Helpful. Nah, Fable's died on me right now. I think I'm about 14 away from my goal for the year.
fucking hell, Ari.
What was your goal of the year?
300?
I can't remember. No, it wasn't that high. Did I put it on Goodreads as well?
My goal of the year is like 5 books a month at least, which I already achieved.
Yeah, I think I set a very. I was like, I'm not gonna go overboard because.
And then you have me who reads about 5 a week.
I was like,
50
some
in the
months
year.
I don't read at all, and then some months I read a lot.
I'm a bit iffy on that because I do always read. It just depends on what I'm reading. Because fan fiction doesn't get counted towards my reading goals because you can't log them on like Goodreads or Fable. So that makes it harder for me to keep track because when I say I had a bad reading month last month, it's because I was just in a space where I read only fan fiction for the entire month. So I read every day and I was able to log that on Fable, but wasn't able to log what I'd read. And I think I read something like 40 fan fictions.
I mean, I also read like 80,000 words of fan fiction like last weekend. That's just a 2-part story that's ongoing, and that's more words than many of the books I've read lately.
I have a feeling that 2 of our kids are trying to play Pokemon with cards.
Probably.
And neither of them know how to play Pokemon with cards.
We can hear them trying.
Oh, fair enough. I was about to say. I can just hear.
If they want to quiet it down a little bit.
They're downstairs. Like.
Jesus.
Loud kids.
Our kids.
Yeah,
Can you
the
keep it down,
average-
please?
Average
It's their
adult
bedtime in 5
fiction
minutes.
is
I know.
70 to 100,000 words.
Trying to think how many words. Yeah, that one. So for me, a short fan fiction is like 50,000-60,000 words.
Mm.
And then some of the ones I read last month were ridiculously fucking long. That one's 70,000.
Like we have a tendency to say like fan fiction is like novella, but novella is 17,500 to 40,000 words.
Yeah, no,
which is like sometimes 2 chapters in a
Yeah.
fanfic.
No, I had to. I was having
Depends
this
on
conversation with somebody the
what
other
kind of
day
fanfiction.
because they were like, "Well, the thing with fan fiction is, like, it might only be like 12 or 13 chapters," and I'm like, "Sure." And books can be a lot more than that. However, I've read 12 or 13 chapter fan fictions that have been just shy of 200,000 words. And you have to go like,
Excuse me.
I mean, I have a fanfiction series, 2 parts, which is 425,000 words.
Jesus.
That's where you can call it an entire series already.
Series. Yeah.
Mini
Yeah.
series. But you still just call it fan fiction, and I think that's not anymore the case.
No.
so yeah, all
And for me,
three. So the Lord of the Rings trilogy, so the Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King, has approximately 481,000 words.
Jesus.
And then when you add in The Hobbit, that brings the word count to 576,000.
And people call and people have the audacity to say that fan fiction is not writing.
No. So
yeah,
this,
that's just not true.
the last one I read was 267,000 words, and it's not finished.
Hmm.
And that's one story. And you're just like, yep. And it's even funnier because obviously I work as an editor, and when you freelance, you work on a word count. So we will say to people, like, you pay per word, and then we have different packages depending on what type, whether it's a novella, whether it is a short novel, or if we're talking like fantasy, because fantasy novels and sci-fi novels tend to be a lot longer than, say, like a memoir would be. And even then, we're talking about like a novel is 70,000 words. And like I've done proofreading and editing for fan fictions where I've been like, okay, so what are we looking at? And they're like, well, I'm on chapter 14 right now and I'm at like 187,000 words. I'm like, holy shit. Like, really?
It's just like an entire new storyline.
I could not have opened my history.
Manacled, for instance, which is one of the most famous fan fiction, was at completion 370,515 words. And then, like, the shortest chapter, which is chapter 4, was 2,483 words. Yeah, and as Yune said, a novella for like sci-fi and fantasy on average is 17,500 to 40,000 words. And you're just like, geez Louise, I wonder it takes them years.
Nope.
That's actually the bit I get most annoyed about when people are like, why am I not getting a chapter update every week? And you're like, calm down. That chapter is going to be 3 novels long. Chill. Give them a minute.
Also, can I just, like, this is a continuation of 2 prior works, and the current word count is 2.5 million.
Jeez Louise.
That is not counting the previous 2 things. What?
I actually never look at the words I read, because I read in 3 different languages, so depending on the language, can be so much longer. But don't set it into context, it just sometimes doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna share this in book club because I think it needs. But yeah, I think we're good there. Thank you for your feedback. If you
Oh, we can hear that, Akuma.
Yeah,
put your phone away.
it is. Mate, send me reels.
If you do have any other feedback on any part of book club, we do have the feedback channel. It's in the
Oh no.
book club events. Should find it up towards the top. We'd love your feedback on things, because if we don't know it's broke, we can't fix it.
Oh, you can't read our minds.
No, that's the wrong place. But yeah, feel free to pop us any feedback you might have, and good luck finishing those book of the months.
Yes.
Also, if you have finished them, we do have the review sheet as well. So we'd love to see what you thought. You can find that linked in the table of contents under Fable Book Club. There is a little blue here. If you tick that, you'll get access to the sheet. And on that, I hope you all have a good night. We will see you on Tuesday
Bye-bye.
to rewrite some tropes.
Okay. Yeah.
Now you can say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.